Hey guys, what's up? It's Mythological, and today I'm going to be talking about a much cheaper version of an observer tower. So this is actually a multiplayer server, but this is where I first found out about it. As you can see right here, I have this little, let me just go to first person, this little trapdoor mechanism right here that if I turn on, it's just a TNT duper for my tree farm right here. But the thing is, see how I activate it with just a scaffold? But I'm trying to get a redstone signal up there, which would usually take a ton of observers. So let me go into single player and show you how this works and how I found out about it. Okay, so basically, the traditional thing you would do for transmitting a redstone signal up very high without having to make a massive staircase is you'd use an observer tower, because what would happen is this observer detects whatever your base signal is. I'd just say a trapdoor, and then it will detect that, and then this observer will detect that observer, and the loop just goes on. The thing is, if you want to build this in survival Minecraft, like on my multiplayer server, which is all survival, it's going to be kind of hard because observers are very material heavy. So this, by the way, this idea is actually from Shulkercraft originally. I just saw it in one of his farms and I thought it was really clever. So for survival, a much easier and cheaper way to do this would be to have an iron trapdoor. And if you're decently far along in survival, you should have an iron farm. And if you don't, just a couple minutes of mining should get you enough for a trapdoor. And then once it's, you just want to set this up, you can have scaffold here and here, and then I'll show you what happens. Oops. Sorry, sometimes I forget how to make scaffold do that. So as you can see, when I press this button, the trapdoor goes away for just a second, and it makes it, I don't know if you saw that, but this scaffold turns into an actual cube, which is classified as a block update, because as you can see, there's certain properties for the scaffold. So when you do this, that's classified as a block update. And to show you that, we can see that the observer will detect that. So what we can do is, instead of having to make a gigantic observer tower, if you have a bamboo farm and a creeper farm that has spiders in it, you should be able to actually make a ton of scaffolding. So instead you can just, also scaffolding, you can do this and just go as high as you want. But you can just do this, and then at the very top, put the observer instead of having to do a ton of observers down. So you're only using one observer instead of, what would this be, like 20? So then when this block updates, it updates all these at the same time. But it's probably, you can't see that output. So what I'm going to do is, to prove it to you, I'm going to have a little dispenser arrow contraption thing. So let me just set this up real quick. So now as you can see, the observer will detect it, shoot an arrow, it hits the target and powers the light. So I really hope this helped, because this helped my tree farm, because I didn't have to waste tons of quartz and redstone torches, or not redstone torches, redstone on observers, and I just was able to use my farms effectively and make a scaffold tower instead. So I really hope this helped, and I'll see you guys in the next video.